It's Dale D'Antoni here. Welcome to the Sofa Sessions. D'Antoni, Wayne.
Welcome back to the Sofa Sessions podcast. It has been another 365 days of another full year. This year has been pretty crazy. A lot happened. This has probably been one of the biggest years in in the past few years, I guess I'll say. So first off, we got a new president. That was pretty crazy. And the video that I did on that, when I did that solo episode, that one like blew up somehow. Got like 600 views, and I really don't know. I don't really know how. I don't know how that it did that. So yeah, we got Donald Trump as president. I'm not gonna lie. During that time, the night of, I was pretty scared. I think that I was subscribing to a lot of the TikTok stuff that Kamala Harris was doing. So I was like, it looks like she's gonna win, but likes and comments on TikToks do not mean votes. That's probably one of the biggest things I figured out this year. And yeah, so that was pretty crazy. I remember that night Mallory and I went to Toki to get some food, and obviously the presidential debate was up for discussion that whole night. If you didn't see, it is just my head. I'm not wearing anything underneath, so it is just a floating head this whole time. And that was a joke, by the way. The joke is that I'm wearing camouflage, and camouflage is blending in with the chair. So it's not really my head. Like, I'm wearing a shirt. This is from Hollister, by the way. If anybody liked it, Mallory got it for me this year. So yeah, Mallory did really good with Christmas this year. She got me these sunglasses. I'm not even gonna lie. They're probably my favorite sunglasses. And so I'm filming this the Saturday after Christmas, and I haven't taken them off since. So, I mean, they look pretty sweet. I also got this hat too. Like, it probably doesn't look that cool, but it has an El Camino on it, and so yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So I instantly got it. But yeah, if you're watching this day of release, it's I think it's the 3rd of January, 2025. So yeah, we're into a whole nother year. This is 2025. I'm gonna turn 25 this year. My frontal lobe is finally gonna develop. And I will be honest, a lot of people's frontal lobe doesn't fully develop because they like to drink and smoke and do drugs. And so it doesn't develop properly. So I'm really excited to see how mine is going to fully develop, because I haven't done any of that stuff. I've never drank. I've never smoked. I've never like vaped or like done any drugs or anything. So I'm kind of excited to see how my frontal lobe does. So yeah. So, yeah, today, I'm not even going to lie, this is Saturday. I did nothing. And I can understand why people get depressed, honestly, because today I have not done anything. I sat on the couch and I've slept all day. And I've went back and forth from, like, watching YouTube and playing the game, which is very depressing. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I was sitting there, because I'm filming this right now at 9:30 p.m., so it's pretty dark outside. And yeah, I sat there and I didn't really do anything today. And you know how, like, when you just sit there all day and you just sit and you just question, like, oh, am I good enough? I'm a lazy piece of trash. I'm not good enough. I'm worthless, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not even joking right now. I mean, that's exactly how I was thinking today. Because you can even ask Mallory. Like, I went up to her a few times and I was like, you don't think I'm like a lazy piece of trash, do you? Or whatever. But I said it in like my little kitty cat voice when I talked to her. So yeah. But yeah, I can understand why people get depressed and they get really upset and sad, because they don't do anything. Like I can understand why people get upset when all they do is just sit around. And I'm not saying that's all depressed people do or whatever. But I don't know, just to me that it really affects me, like laziness and stuff like that. It really brings me down, It's like an elevator, just, constantly goes down. Or I guess an escalator would probably be better because they're always moving. Elevators usually aren't always moving. But, yeah, so actually Thursday was even worse. I'm not even going to lie. The Thursday after Christmas, I requested off from work, so I didn't have to work. And I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get all this stuff done, And then the day of, I woke up at around 11, and then I did get up and I showered and put my contacts in, brushed my teeth or whatever. And then I went and sat on the couch, and then that was my downfall. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I sat on the couch and I slept probably. I slept till probably about 3 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie, and then after that, I kind of cleaned up the house a little bit. But like that day, that Thursday, I feel like that was like a needed day. It was a rest day, which I can give myself every now and then or whatever. But yeah, if I just do that over and over and over, then I'm going to be really depressed. And I understand, like I said, I understand why people get like that. But for me, I have to keep going and have to keep doing something. Like I can't sit there and just not do anything. Like I literally got bored today of watching YouTube, and like I couldn't even find a movie to watch. I couldn't even find a TV show to watch. Like that's how bored I was. I needed to do something. Because I scheduled a podcast for today, but then I didn't do it, unfortunately. Which I hate. I hate that, dude. I don't know why I do that. I'll get really excited about a podcast, and then the day comes, and I just get all anxious and nervous, and I'll call it off. Unfortunately, I'll be honest. I'll call it off for no reason. But I really haven't done that many times. I will say I've only done it like a handful of times. But yeah, 2024 was a crazy year. Let me pull up my analytics. I just looked these up on YouTube, and let's see. So for this is big to me. I'm not even gonna lie. This is big, but to like the normal average YouTuber, it's not that big. So big growth is how I put it. Half an inch to 2 inches. So we're growing there. Oh, that's the wrong one, actually. Let me back out of that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now we're the right one. The YouTube growth we had this year. All right. We had 330 new subscribers. So that's big. I think we have like 400 or something right now. So that's a big year. Yeah. So we had like 200 or so. Actually, not even. I had 100 last fall, as in 2023. I remember that. And then we gained 231,000 views, which is, I will say that's a lot, but I will say majority of them were from shorts and stuff, which, I mean, if you're not using YouTube Shorts, then, what are you doing? You need to really pump up your YouTube game. So that's actually a pretty big year. Also on Spotify, I think for 9 people, I was top 5 in their podcast, so that's pretty cool. Also, I'm kind of upset that the Sofa Sessions podcast did not get top 10 for this year on Spotify for top podcasts. So we'll try for next year. You never know what happens. I'm kind of saying that jokingly, but also you really never know what happens. So, I'm gonna keep my head up, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm only gonna have lazy days when I need it. And also with the growth or whatever, the 330 subscribers. Ah, gosh, I hate saying that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like usually you'll find somebody on YouTube, like he'll look back at his, like, him or her will look back, or they them will look back on their YouTube and they're like, oh yeah, I got like 40,000 new subscribers this year. I got 330. But hey, it's better than 0. But also I do want to point out, I probably would have gotten more if the hurricane didn't happen, Hurricane Helene, because that went like right through the side yard, the front yard, and the backyard. Literally, like it went through the land that I live on. So if that never happened, I would probably be sitting at 500 subscribers right now. We're at 472 as of recording this. So yeah, and that for that whole month, October, it hit at the end of September. I posted a video. It was already ready to be posted, so it was posted on that Friday. Happened on a Thursday night. Well, I guess early Friday morning or whatever. And then it literally wiped us out for a whole month because we didn't have Wi-Fi for a whole month. So that was another crazy thing that happened this year. Hurricane Helene really did mess up a lot of stuff, and I think that was another thing Kamala Harris really messed up. Not to get like political again, but a couple days after the hurricane, or actually might have been a couple weeks after the hurricane, she posted on Twitter that she was going to send, 100 million to North Carolina, which North Carolina really didn't need it. I think they are still heavily, heavily impacted by the hurricane, and I don't know how long it's going to take them to recover. Like literal roads have been washed up and destroyed from the water and from the hurricane. But like I said, Kamala Harris said she's going to donate 100 million to North Carolina, and then a couple hours after that, she said she was going to donate 150 million to Lebanon. Which, I mean, if you're Lebanon, you're balling right now. You got the 150 million for nothing. Oops, sorry. It was literally a free 150 million dollars. Paid for by us, the U.S. taxpayers. The taxes that I'm gonna pay. I'm glad they're gonna go to North Carolina because they need it. A lot of stuff messed up. Houses were destroyed. Families were split. People died. People were hospitalized. A lot of I'm fine with paying taxes on that, but like paying taxes to Lebanon, seriously, like come on, guys. The U.S. we need to stay in the U.S. and really build back better. We need to build or rebuild the U.S., the government, the healthcare, all that stuff, taxes, all that stuff. I mean, it's just been crazy. But I mean, I don't want to get in too deep because the deeper I get, the more crap I say. So, and crap, I mean like stuff I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, what else happened to me this year? Me and Mallory went on a snowboard vacation, which I thought was really fun. Shout out to frick, where did we go? We went to a place in North Carolina. That was an amazing place to go to. Snowboarding. Look up snowboarding in North Carolina. We went to Beach Mountain. Shout out Beach Mountain, North Carolina, for letting us come up there and snowboard. That was really fun. That had been the first time I was snowboarding since Taos. So 2 years. 2 years. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was fun to see Mallory like learn something for the very first time, and it was kind of fun to teach her how to do it too. And she did a really good job. I'm not even gonna lie, she did a really good job. But she was just scared of the. If you've ever snowboarded, I would say the toe side is probably a little bit harder. She was scared of that, but she did good. She took some falls, which you're always gonna do when you start learning something new like that. And yeah, I think she did an amazing job. So we also did get a new cat this year. I'm not even gonna lie, we got a new cat, Franny. Right now, I don't know. Something's wrong with her. I think Sparky might have hurt her on her tail because every time you try and pet her on her tail, she hisses at you. She did that to me. So yeah, but yeah. Her name is Franny. She's a little like a long-haired tabby. She's a multitude of colors. I'll put a picture up right here of her. Hopefully when I go back and edit this, I'll put stuff where it needs to be. I think a few times I've said that I'm gonna put something right there, and then I never do. So hopefully I edit this one fully to my best ability. So, so yeah, So we kind of did winter a little bit. Going into spring. Spring is basically just summer to us. So, what did we do? There was not much done during the spring. I'm not gonna lie. One thing that did happen was I got heavily addicted to C Boys TV. I would watch them every day, and when I had my lazy days, I would watch them all day, every day. Because they do stuff like that. The stuff they do is fun to me. They ride dirt bikes to Fullers and all that kind of stuff, and then make their own kind of stuff, which I thought that would be cool. But then I kind of looked at it logistically, and I was like, dude, there's no way that I could do that. They're building all this crazy stuff. And just to buy the base form of the stuff that they're going to add on to is like a couple $1,000s. It takes me months to save up that money, especially living with Mallory. I mean, I get paid and then my whole paycheck goes out, No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was addicted to them for a while, and I really wanted a dirt bike again. So I kind of toyed with getting one and maybe saving up, the full amount and then buying one. But I I made a financial decision. I don't know if it's a good one. I don't know if it's a bad one. But I did take a loan out on a dirt bike, which put me more into debt. Hindsight 2020, I don't know what I would have done. I will say, I don't ride it every weekend like I should or like I thought I would, but I definitely will say when I do ride it, it definitely does make up for the debt that I have or the loan that I have for it. But yeah, I have a lot of fun riding it, whether it be once a month, once every 2 months, or once every 6 months. It's always fun to ride. Um, oh, we did do a few things. We did three noticeable things that I did that I can remember sitting right now, in the summer. So one, we went to Graceland, which was a huge and amazing surprise. Um, I I was gonna keep it a surprise until the day of that we were leaving, and then a few days before, it might have been the weekend before. Yeah, it was the weekend before. My grandma. I was on the phone with my dad, and my dad was with my grandma, and she said, "Are you guys at Graceland right now? Are you guys in Memphis?" And of course, I was sitting right beside Mallory, because she pays attention to every person I call and has them bugged just in case I never cheat on her. Um, but so then that ruined it. So I had to tell her, but she was very, very happy. I think it was such a fun time. The house is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I wish I had a house like that. And everything was so cool. You got to see his cars and all that kind of stuff. All his suits. Oh, his suits are like the coolest thing there. I mean, it is just three, maybe four huge, tall walls of just suits that he wore over the years, and it is just something to see. Even if you're not an Elvis fan, I think it's cool to see. But yeah, it was one of the coolest things to see. And we were in Memphis. I think that's the only thing. Also, yeah, we went there, and then after that, we went to the Bass Pro Shop pyramid, which is oddly, I think, in the top 10 for biggest. Wait, no, no, no. That's in Las Vegas. Maybe it might be, but I will put it on here if I'm wrong or right. But I think that the pyramid in Memphis is one of the top 10 biggest man-made pyramids. I don't know if that's true or not. I think it is. It's either that one or the one in Las Vegas. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Graceland was fun. What else did we do? We went on a trip to, I think it was Destin, Florida. That was really cool to go on to. Um, I don't know if I should put this in. If I left it in, then that's fine. But uh, it was it was kind of weird to go down there, um, to Destin, because, and that I have, okay, whatever. It was weird to go down there, because a couple years ago I was dating this girl, and um, her family lived kind of an hour away to Destin. So the same way we went down to Destin was the same way we had gone down to Florida a few times in the past. So it was kind of weird to kind of like that relive the route. Like, when you go through a place you haven't been through before, um, since you were in, I don't know how to describe it, but it was just weird to go on a route that you had been on a few different times with someone else, and especially someone um, that hurt you pretty bad. Not intentionally hurt me bad, but hurt me a pretty big amount. And not like emotionally abused or physically abused, but just like, emotionally, like people break up, and that kind of sucks. But not that it sucks that people break up. I'm saying, like, it sucks to be broken up with and heartbroken in that moment. Hindsight 2020, I would not be able to do the things I do now. I would not be with Mallory if that stuff didn't happen. But I'm just saying, at the time that sucked. So it was weird to drive back through, and drive, like, it's almost the exact same drive, and the one route was it went through the actual place that where the ex-girlfriend lived. So that was kind of crazy to see. I never thought that I'd go back down there, so that was pretty crazy. And me and Mallory did talk about that. It took me a while to bring it up because me and Mallory talked to each other about everything. So it was and that was kind of hard to bring up. I'm not gonna lie. And but yeah, that trip was amazing. It was the beginning of the end for West Virginia football. They were hyped up so much at the beginning of the year after winning, I think, when it going on like a 9-4 record last year with Garrett Green at the helm at quarterback. So their first game this year was against Penn State, and Fox Game Day was there. Who was there? I don't think Pat McAfee was there because he's on ESPN. Two dudes from West Virginia were there. Everybody's sitting there like, oh, West Virginia's going to, they're getting into the playoffs this year. They're going to be Big 12 champs this year. They're going to do amazing. And then they have a 6-7 record. Losing like 4 or 5 people to the transfer portal and to the NFL draft. Thankfully, though, Neil Brown, I know you're probably a good person. You're probably a good guy. You did your best possibly. But Neil Brown got fired, and we got Rich Rod back, which is crazy. He left out on West Virginia, a few years ago. I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah, crazy season for West Virginia. But amazing season for South Carolina. That's probably my secondary team. Or they're like here, they're back and forth. But yeah, that was a very fun trip. It was a week long trip we went on, and we went with her family, and it was just a good time. That's where I learned or found out about my love for pickleball. And I'm not even joking. Pickleball is really fun. I've honestly been thinking about lately, like possibly maybe getting into a league or something like that, or like, trying to get better at it. I have paddles. Mallory got me a net that I can take anywhere, so that's pretty cool. All I have to do is just draw out the lines. So, but the biggest thing that has happened to me this summer or this whole year was Mallory and I finally got engaged. Yeah, we got engaged. I got engaged to the love of my life and the person that I am going to spend the rest of my life with. So that's pretty cool to do. Don't call me like a little baby soy boy for saying that, because that's a pretty big deal. Because as a little boy, you always want to get married, you always want to be a husband, you always want to do all that stuff. So to be able to find someone that you truly care about, truly love, and truly want to spend the rest of your life with, it's an amazing thing. And also, Mallory's not pregnant. I wish she was. Hopefully, this podcast thing can go off. Or get pretty big, so we can make a little bit more money and be able to plan for kids and stuff like that. Because if it were possible, I'd have kids tomorrow. So yeah, we're supposed to get married this year in 2025. I'm not sure when. Dates are still up in the air. We're still looking. Some things have happened as far as like having to push it back, but keep it the same or whatever. So. We're going through all the wedding stuff, which I'm really just letting her pick all the stuff, and I'm, probably gonna pay for a lot of it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's a big thing. Engaged in 2024. If you also got engaged 2024, congratulations. I hope you're as happy as I am. I hope you're happier than I am, because that's pretty important and pretty impossible to do. So. So yeah, that was the summer of this year, an amazing summer. We visited Hilton Head a few times. That was fun. Oh yeah, we did go on. We went to Hilton Head one time for her birthday. So that was really fun, like a little getaway weekend. And I think when we were there, the song Espresso came out or something like that. And that song is so good. I'm not even gonna lie, Sabrina Carpenter, you've done an amazing job. That was my number one song this year on Spotify. If it's also your song, your number one song, we're here. That's all we got. That's all we got. That's all we got, man. It's right here. That's all we got. But yeah, espresso is good. I got Mallory the vinyl, the Sabrina Carpenter Short and Sweet, I think the name of it is. I don't know. I just know that it's blue and Sabrina Carpenter's on it. Sabrina Carpenter's been blowing up this year. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm also not gonna lie. I used to have a big crush on her when she was in Girl Meets Boy, or Girl Meets World. So yeah, I had a big crush on her. You know, she is, you know, attractive or whatever, but my heart was with Mallory Hobbs, baby, till forever. All right, that might have been a little cringy, but hey, what are you gonna do? Um, oh yeah, and then we had the freaking hurricane. I already briefly talked about that, but that was a big thing. I'm not gonna lie, and that was pretty scary. I've talked about it before, but just to sum it up, Mallory and I stayed in the trailer the night of the. I was gonna change that before the episode started, but you probably couldn't even see it anyway. But yeah, Mallory and I stayed in the trailer that night. It was pretty crazy. I slept through it. And the reason I want to say the reason I did that was because I was still supposed to work the next day. So everyone knew that there was a huge hurricane warning, all that stuff. But my work didn't care. They were like, okay, we're still gonna work on Friday because it was on a Thursday. So the whole time, you know, that's happening, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow to go to work. I can't stay up all night and worry about this. I need to go to bed. And, you know, a lot of the times when the news says, oh, well, you know, you're going to have a terrible storm. There's going to be a hurricane. It's going to be 100-mile-an-hour winds. You don't believe it because every time they say it, it never happens. But it happened this time. So, yeah, Mallory stayed awake the whole night, and I slept through majority of it. Then I didn't have to go to work on Friday. So, and then we were out of work for a while. So that was also pretty crazy. That's but yeah, poof. All right. I kind of skimmed through everything that I did this year. Let me see real quick. Oh yeah, I got a raging caffeine addiction this year. I'm not even gonna lie. I've talked about it before, but when I went from Lowe's to this HVAC job, I really started picking up the drinking, the caffeine drinking, the energy drink drinking. So that's something I've been trying to kick for a while now. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. Maybe my frontal lobe will not fully develop, and I will be stuck as a measle 24-year-old 24-year-old boy, 24-year-old mind stuck in a 50-year-old man's body. I don't know. Saying that, I don't know why saying that, but saying that made me think of like my parents and just seeing them age. I think that's weird to see, you know, your parents' age, because when you're growing up, you're sitting there and you like years go by, you're like, oh my gosh, I've grown so much. You know, I used to be 6 and now I'm 16. You know, I can drive now. But that whole time, you never think about your parents are growing older too. You never think that like your parents are also growing older and also, you know, getting wiser or smarter. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you never think about that because. And my dad is aged I feel like he's aged a lot in the past few years. You know, he's in his mid to upper. I think he's 57 now. Oh my gosh! In 3 years, my dad's gonna be 60 years old. That is just crazy. Gosh, that's scary. That sucks, man. Well, I want to tell you a story real quick. When my dad turned 50, his best friends, Chris and Kathy, they threw him a huge surprise birthday party. It was huge. There's probably 100 people there, all people that my dad were really good friends with or family. Just there's a lot of people there, and they made this video for him of like, you know, from when he was, you know, a baby, from a baby to till like the week before or something, and it was really like crazy to see because like I said, when you're growing up, you don't really think about your parents growing up. You just think that they're your parents and that they don't grow up and that they don't age. But he was sitting there and he was like 50 and we were watching this video and he was crying. But I was thinking at the same time, like when I turn 50, there's no way my parents are going to be alive. But like both of my parents, his parents are alive. And then like it's the same with my dad's like best friends, which I'm also really close with. Like they're not going to be around when I'm 50, which is crazy because like who am I gonna when I need advice or whatever? Who am I gonna call or like who am I gonna talk to when I'm 50? Like who like all right, so my dad. Okay, we're gonna do the math real quick. I am 24, so I have 26 years until I get to 50. Okay, and then my mom is 54. Okay, my dad's 57. My mom's 54. Okay, so we're gonna add 54 plus 26. My mom's gonna be 80 years old when I'm 50. And then 57 plus 20, 24. What? That is not possible. 54, I must have done 26. Oh my gosh. 54 plus 26. What did I do wrong? I'm an idiot. But okay, my parents will be in their 80s when I'm 50, and that is if they're alive. Gosh, that's scary to think about. And that, yeah, that's scary. Because I would love for someone to make me a video when I turn 50. I don't know. It's scary to think about, like always growing up with your parents. It's scary to think about a life without your parents. Not to get deep or anything, but I don't know. I was just thinking about that, and it's kind of crazy, kind of scary. But another big, huge thing that happened this year, which I've talked about it on here a few times, but Haley Welch became popular. She became this huge meme called Hawk Tuah. Gosh, it's cringy to say. It really is cringy to say Hawk Tuah, and I said it again. But she turned into like a crazy viral meme, and then I'm not gonna lie, she did a really good job of capitalizing on it. She did an amazing job capitalizing on it. She's been able to turn it into like a podcast. She's been able to meet up like a lot of famous people. She's getting paid to show up to places. She's getting paid right now. Probably as we're speaking, doing some bull crap. Actually, probably not. I don't know. So at the beginning of late November, beginning of December, she was talking about a crypto coin that she was coming out with, and all that good stuff. So if you know what I'm talking about, you already know where it's gonna go. But basically, she scammed her fans into a crypto coin, and it's called a meme coin, which I don't know why people would invest into. Honestly, I don't know. Like she did like an old rug pull thing. It's shown that before the coin dropped, there were 80 to 90% people already had millions of dollars into it. So whenever all these new people go in and buy into it, it's gonna inflate the 80 to 90% of people's pockets that already have it bought, and then they're gonna sell it, and then the coin's gonna go down. So she's dealing with that right now. I think she's made one post about it where it's like, we're looking into it or whatever, the bull crap kind of thing. So yeah. So she's dealing with that right now. I should have called that because I did try to say what she was gonna do next. I said like OnlyFans or some dumb thing like that. But I never thought of a crypto scam. I wonder why. 2024 has been a crazy year, I feel like, in all honesty. Just with social media and all that kind of stuff. I'm sitting here trying to think of, stuff to do for 2025, or goals for 2025. One goal that I want to do, well, two goals, I guess I would say, is one, I would like to have 1,000 subscribers. I would like to have 1,000 subscribers on the podcast by the end of the year. I think I set that last year, but whatever. I failed a goal. It's better than fail a goal, and then it's better to fail a goal than to never set a goal. Brandon Rhodes, 2024. Write it down. But yeah, I want to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube on the podcast by the end of 2025, and I also want to make money from it. I think what I'm going to try and do now, I might start reaching out to, small businesses, and I'm just going to have to do it. I'm just going to have to start putting advertisements on But small ones, ones that you can skip or whatever. I don't know. I'm still debating it. I really am. I don't want to do advertisements. I'd rather come up with a different way to be able to do that, to make money off of it. One way I have kind of thought about it is partnering up with a couple of local studios slash I don't know what else to say. Bars maybe, venues possibly. Yeah, venues for sure. I think it would be cool. So Augusta, we do have a few people that come in, a couple big names we have come through every year, and I think it would be cool to somehow set up some type of collaboration with these venues or these studios and say, hey, whenever these artists or whatever come through, I think it'd be cool if we could also get a podcast out of it, because a podcast, list all the pros for a podcast. They can talk about themselves, they can promote whatever they want to promote, they can promote themselves. Good way to promote themselves. Also good way to like talk to other people or whatever. And also, I think the number one thing for it is content, because I'll be clipping it up. I'll be making videos. I'll be promoting it as much as I can, So I think that would be something cool to possibly get by the end of the year, by the end of 2025, and just be able to make a little bit of money. Not like thousands of dollars every month. Well, that would be nice, though. Maybe like a couple hundred here and there, I don't know. Just, some type of package to where if they want to come on, they can come on, pay this fee. They'll get, freedom of whatever direction the podcast you want to go into. You can give me questions to ask you, or however you want to do it. You want to have it free flow. You want me to ask you certain questions, that's fine. Then I'll clip it up. I'll have 10 to 15 clips. I'll send them to you. I'll post them, because I repost them all the time on, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll make, a couple YouTube shorts, like clips, like 2 to 5 minute long clips of the podcast. I think something like that would be pretty cool. And it's something that I don't think any other podcast in the area does, But the one thing that I'm tired of doing, and in the next couple episodes, Kevin is on, from KO Media, Kevin O'Neill, one of the coolest people I know, okay, to quit being comfortable, quit being a sissy, and pardon my French, quit being a pussy, okay? I feel like I've been getting too comfortable. I've been getting too sissy. Okay, I'm scared to do certain things. I need to walk into these places and be like, hey, my name is Brandon Rhodes. I have a podcast. I'd love to have you on. We could talk about whatever. I think it'd be a good time. Sit back and just hang out, talk, whatever, with these people or whatever. And I just sit there and I'm like, I get so scared. And then, I don't know, man. I'm tired of being... Seriously, I'm tired of being a pussy. I'm tired of being a sissy. I'm tired of just, not giving it my all. I'm not saying I'm not giving the podcast my all. I am in certain ways, but I'm scared. I'm just tired of being scared or being anxious or being nervous or just, thinking of, oh, what will happen if I do this, or what will happen if I do that, or just waiting, or just saying, oh, well, I'm gonna wait till this happens, then I'll do this. But oh my gosh, it's a headache to sit there and think about all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm tired of that. I want to have a challenge, man. I feel like I don't have a challenge in my life right now. Like, I don't have a goal that I'm working towards. I feel like I'm just going through life aimlessly. I'm working, and then I get off work, and I come home, and I don't do anything. Or I'll work on my podcast a little bit one day, and then I won't do it for the rest of the freaking week. And it's just, I feel like it's more exhausting thinking about that and not doing it than, I don't know. It's just a lot, This huge brain of mine. Hopefully when my frontal cortex or frontal lobe develops this year, I'll get a little more clarification on certain things. Seriously, because I'm tired of being lost in the wind with it. Okay, so, but well, I'm not gonna lie. 40 minutes. That's a long time. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Drop your 2025 goals in the comments. I want to see everybody's goals. Like what are you gonna strive to do this year? Are you gonna try and gain muscle? Are you gonna try and lose weight? Are you gonna try and run a marathon? Like what are you trying to do this year? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support in 2024. It means a lot, and I appreciate every single like, every single subscribe, every single comment, share, whatever. Even if you hit me up and tell me, hey, I think this person would be perfect for a guest, I even think that's cool. Or if you recommend it to somebody else, I think that's amazing. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that listened this year, and everybody that laughed, or everybody that learned something from it, or anybody that was entertained. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing 2025, and don't be scared. Don't be a pussy. Don't be scared to do stuff like I am. Don't even think about it, and just do it. Execute it. All right, I'll see you in the next one.
Got my soul in a choke, I feel like I can't breathe. Keep my foot on the gas, my life in full speed. Feel like I